Be the 1%. What do you mean, Jason? Be the 1%. You want to be part of this 1% of those that fly around in private jets and go to Davos, the Billionaire Club, the Bilderberger Group, Kabbalah, all this like crazy stuff that the 1% do. Well, let me tell you something. Number one, I've met a lot of people that you would call in the 1%. Yes, there are bad people and there are evil people. And there are rich people, ultra rich people that are evil. But there are a lot of them. I've had conversations with them. There are a lot of them that are really nice and struggle with the same things that we do. They just have a bunch of paper with dead presidents on it. They have issues with their kids. They have issues with their self-esteem, their self-awareness. They just have the ability to be able to hire coaches. They have the ability to be able to work through a lot of this. And yes, some of them are compromised. And yes, some of them get paid off from intelligence agencies. And the list goes on. And we've heard all of those. I'm not refuting any conspiracy theories or any of that. There is some truth to that. I think a lot of it is blown up because it required too much. This is my thing. Most people and most organizations are barely trying to figure stuff out, especially the government. The government is so chaotic. One department doesn't even know what the other department's doing. So inefficient. For them to be organized, to get 100 government employees to be organized, keep quiet, and push an evil agenda, it's impossible. They're just not. I was in the military. We would have problems even just being able to communicate amongst different organizations, departments, different teams. I mean, the list goes on and on. Things get so fouled up so quickly, tons of red tape. People miss information. They forget about this because they're doing this. I mean, it's just, and then on top of it, if it was nefarious, trying to keep a whistleblower, I mean, it would be, it's just too inefficient. It won't happen. So what do you mean when I say be the 1%? Here's what I want you to do. I want you to find out what 99% of people in your industry do. Okay, that's easy. I know they do this. Well, why do 99% of the people don't do, but the 1% of your people in the industry do? And I guarantee you'll find 5 or 10 things that will identify the 1%. And out of those 5 or 10 things, I guarantee you can do 80% of them. I used this the other day. I was talking to a real estate person. And I asked them this question. I was like, what do the 1% do? And they said, well, they work a lot. I mean, most real estate agents work from home and they're so busy with all these other things and they have all these other projects and side hustles. If you counted it out hour-wise, most real estate this person was telling me that. I'm not in real estate, so I do not know. I may be wrong. You can DM me, ABQ Jason Rigby, and let me know that I'm wrong. And I'll correct myself. But majority of people are working 30 hours or less. Real estate agents, a lot of them are part-time. So the 1%, I said what, 50 hours, 60 hours, 80 hours? He said if you work 60 hours a week, you would probably be in the 1% of real estate. So if that's the case, I don't know if it is or isn't, but if that's the case, first thing I'm going to do is find out what is my schedule for the week? How can I put in 60 hours? How can I fit it around my personal life? How can I talk to my loved ones and those around me and say, hey, I'm going to put in 60 hours a week. Here's the times I'm working. I'm going to be unavailable at these times. I'm going to do this for 6 months, a year, and see what happens to my success. What else is 1%? I asked him, and he's like, they're not consistent with their social media. They're not consistent running ads, Instagram ads, Facebook ads, etc. And especially on the commercial side, there's no LinkedIn ads, Twitter ads, any of those things. And so I was like, oh, okay. I said, what else? They said, well, like what you're doing, Jason, podcasting, there's hardly anybody doing that. I was like, well, what would that look like? He said somebody could, only the 1% would probably start a real estate podcast, whether it be a local one in their farming, their community, that area, and then, having conversations with people that know that area really, really well and then advertising those to people that live in that area to get listings. And the list went on and on. I was like, so how many of these do you think you could do? And he's like, well, I could do 3 of these right now. I was like, perfect. This already, just doing these 3 things is already going to put you in 3% to 5%. If you're in the top 1% of your industry, you're guaranteed to be successful. Money will follow that every single time. Maybe you are doing something brand new, and so to get to the 1%, you need education. Well, guess what? There's so much education on YouTube, Kindle books. You can buy Kindle Unlimited. You could read as many books as you could even about your subject, your topic, go through. You could start a podcast and interview the 1%. There's so many different things that you can do to get you in this learning phase to get to that 1%. You're like, Jason, I don't have any money. You got Google. Do you have a laptop? If not, get a second job, earn enough money to be able to buy a laptop and get internet. Maybe you've got to go to Starbucks and spend 2 hours a day learning. Schedule time for learning and listen to whatever you can on YouTube, on talks, whatever's free online. I've seen people like industry leaders send them an email and say, hey, I saw you had this course. I'm just starting out. I'm 19 years old. I really can't afford it. I can't pay this amount. I do want to not just get it for free, so I would like to pay something. What could I pay to receive this course? I've seen so many people write back and say, hey, understand your circumstance, blah, blah, blah. You send me PayPal, send me this amount, and I'll get you the course for free. Or send me $10, $20, whatever it may be. I've seen that happen over and over and over again, but people aren't willing to do the 1% thing, and that is ask. Just asking alone. If you ask 100 1%ers in your industry to be on your podcast, I guarantee you'd get 10 of them would come on your podcast. Guaranteed. So what are you not doing and doing? And what does it cost to have a podcast? I mean, I have a studio and everything else because I've been doing this for years. But you can start off with a $50 mic, a USB mic, and a laptop with a good internet connection. There are so many things that you can do nowadays with technology being so cheap that it just requires time and effort and discipline and a schedule to schedule this out. Schedule your time. Maybe you can't go to the gym. Schedule a time where you go for a walk or go for a run. That's free. You run to a park and do push-ups and sit-ups, body weight stuff. You can look on YouTube, find those programs. Schedule those times. Say, I'm going to do this 3 times a week. Then I'm going to walk to my local Starbucks, use their Wi-Fi with this laptop that I paid $300 for, and I'm going to study for 2 hours 3 times a week. Whatever it is, this 2023 is so important for you. If you want to gain success, more than anything you do is identify and gain clarity on what the 1% are doing. Because if 99% of the people won't do it, and I'm saying that they won't do it, because they have the means, they have the availability, they have the time, some of them even have the money, but they're content being exactly where they're at. They're comfortable making the 150,000, the 50,000, the 250, and they don't want to be in that 1 million or more bracket. They're fine exactly where you are, and that is great. Let them live their life and do their thing in their unconscious level. But if you want greatness, if you want to 10x yourself, this is the plan to do it. Because the path has already been laid for you. The wisdom is already there. The technology is available for you to get all that wisdom. You don't have to travel to all these places. Everything is online for you. All you have to do is take time and effort and discipline and a willingness to schedule yourself out, to put in the hours, and you can, I guarantee you, be as successful as you want to be. Because I say this all the time, all the power that you ever need is inside of you. All it takes is the ability to focus and concentrate and learn and you can do whatever you put your mind to. That is no bullshit. That is the truth. You listening here right now, wherever you're at, I have global audience. You right now can do whatever you put your mind to. And you know this. You're like, if I really put in 60 plus hours a week, if I was really disciplined, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, physically, if I was dialed in on all those and what I could do right now with the resources that I have right now, if I was at a 10 in all those areas with what I have right now, I know I would be successful. So you just got to do it. It's Nike. Just do it. So I encourage you, map out the game plan, find what the 1% do, and do what 99% won't do.
Thank you for joining us on the Albuquerque Business Podcast. And thanks to our sponsor, RigbyDigital.com. Make sure to subscribe and share. And go to abqpodcast.com. Get show notes, resources, and links to everything we talked about today to help you navigate your journey as an entrepreneur and business owner.